come on and slam, and welcome to our review for Space Jam: A New Legacy. It ain't Space Jam 2, people. It's LeBron's time.
Oh, yeah. And we liked it.
And we liked it.
We did.
I'm joined by Michael,
Hello.
Christian, Steph, Braden's off camera, but you can see his point of view.
Hello.
POV.
Braden cam. It's the best kind of POV. Welcome to this review. We all went and saw Space Jam: A New Legacy tonight. The sequel, reboot, whatever it is, to the 1997 cult classic Space Jam starring Michael Jordan and those Looney Tunes.
They really didn't answer whether it was a reboot or a sequel.
I think it's a sequel.
Yeah.
I think
It's because they do quote us.
No. The movie exists in that universe.
Yeah,
there was
mention.
there was a scene where you saw a Space Jam poster.
Oh.
Warner Brothers.
And obviously, in it, the Looney Tunes do. They don't directly reference it, but like you know,
They're like, been there, done. Oh, she says, been there, done that.
been
Yeah.
there, done that.
That sounds familiar.
Just quickly, a warning out there: there is no spoilers in this review. We're just going to give you our
General thoughts.
general thoughts of it without spoiling it. Not that there's much to spoil other
Yeah.
than what happened in the big game at the end.
They play
They
basketball.
play basketball. Well,
Oh.
they play
Jury's
something.
out.
Good point, actually. Well,
So let's just go around the table, or not table here, the
floor.
chairs here, the floor.
Can I just ask first, was it unanimous that the bar was set pretty low for this?
The bar was
Yes.
so low
The bar
that it
was
was
low.
nearly in Toontown.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
was-
right.
That's how low the bar was for this film.
We weren't expecting
But
much.
Michael, as probably I would like to say tied, if not you're the biggest fan of the original
Yeah.
here. What were your thoughts on this movie?
Look, I did enjoy it. Obviously the bar was set pretty low, and it did exceed what I thought it was going to be. Definitely from the trailers, it looked a little bit rough. There was a few. I mean, there's just a few little bits, you know, like when it comes to obviously acting with a green screen and stuff that just looked a little bit off, but it didn't throw me from the movie or anything. So I think it was fairly solid. I still reckon I enjoy the first one a lot, but that's just probably a lot of childhood nostalgia. But I can see that this one's probably a better all-round movie and definitely better acting from the star being LeBron over Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I was going to say, for yourself and Braden, who had the nostalgia for the first one, like the bar was low, but the stakes were fairly high because you don't want to trample on something that you guys.
My stakes are medium.
I had no stakes. I didn't care.
Medium rare.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Braden,
I
what
wasn't-
did you
I
think
wasn't
of Space
too-
Jam?
I wasn't
We're
too.
gonna speed through this.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're getting bogged out a little bit.
Look, I wasn't too worried about it trampling all over it.
Okay.
Braden, thoughts?
I am a big fan of the original. I watched it constantly when I was a child, watching it at home on a DVD, VHS. I don't know what the hell it came out on. Absolutely loved it. Holds such a strong place in my heart.
believe
Looney Tunes
Laserdisc.
back in action forever. But yeah, I went into this movie with such low expectations. The trailers had me worried so much. I thought this was going to be a garbage truck on fire.
Were you happy that the only two granny jokes were in the film? were the
Oh,
ones in
thank
the trailers?
God.
Thank God.
Oh my God. But no, I came out of this movie. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. My concerns of, oh man, I hope to God half this movie isn't in cartoon land with LeBron James with them. And I was worried about that. Came out of the movie. I'm glad it was.
Christian.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I didn't know I wanted to go to Toontown until I was in Toontown. And I loved it. It was awesome. Like, it just felt like the Looney Tunes again, like from when I was little. And I was like giggling at the Looney Tunes just doing their classic stuff, like let alone this new Space Jam movie, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that hit. The Looney Tunes magic was there.
Steph.
That's it. I agree pretty much with Chris's sentiments. Just Looney Tunes are fun in itself. I did not expect to be like laughing, let alone crying with laughter in this film, which I did. So it was just completely blew my expectations away. I had a lot of fun with it. Even the basketball didn't faze me. I had fun with that as well, even though I'm not a basketball fan.
So I really, really enjoyed this film. It absolutely blew past anything what I thought it could be. Even going into it thinking optimistically, I was still like, it's going to be bad, but maybe I'll get a few laughs out of it. It was actually a good film.
For a family, well, not so family, but
And for a fan, like, it definitely didn't feel like it was a kid made for kids nowadays.
I feel like
film.
it's
That's
less
true.
it's a family movie in the sense of it's a movie you can go to if you have a family.
I feel like it's like, hey, look, this is like a sort of a title that you grew up on.
Yep.
Here's one you can come to and bring your kid.
and it's appropriate for them.
Yeah.
But all the jokes are for anyone over 20.
Yeah, lots of
Very
service
quickly
to
on what you said, Steph.
the
like,
90s, the 2000s.
I feel like the only thing that would have like trampled on it is them trying to just recreate it, which didn't do. So.
I think the magic and the charm was there. I think
All the silly humor wasn't cringe silly. It was all like
It was just
giggly
goofy.
fit.
Like,
yeah,
it's what it
goofy.
is.
It
Like,
was
it's-
goofy.
it knew
was
its tone.
Looney
It knew,
Tunes.
Yeah.
it knew exactly what it was. It
was Looney
never
Tunes.
it never outstepped its right, and it's like territory.
Looney Tunes is allowed to be sort of absurdist in the animation.
Well,
it just
like-
is. We give
like-
that allowance.
like you kind of just see the stuff they do, like the generic, like it pops up like the painting. The tunnel on a wall and then running into it, like all that sort of stuff. Like it carries out through the movie, and it's
Old
very,
school, but it still works.
I'd say, yes, Braden.
I was going to let you keep talking, but I was just going to put my hand up because I'm not on camera. No, I think what works with Looney Tunes a lot is that Looney Tunes is parody. And one of the highlights of this movie is
Is that montage? In the
all
middle?
parody. And it is hysterical, and kids would not get it in the slightest.
all.
No,
No.
they'll be entertained by the visual spectacle of it, I reckon. But
One thing that
adults
was-
get a lot more out of it.
I think kids were confused why all the adults were laughing.
Yeah.
One thing that this film did do that the original one never did, it actually incorporated somewhat of a story and character development for LeBron and his son.
It did.
And I thought I thought for the most part it worked.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I never watched it and went, this, like, what are we doing with this? Let's just get on
It
to
didn't
the
notably
Looney Tunes.
take me out of
like
anything. It was
like
there.
obviously in the first one, all the stakes are on the Looney Tunes, and they bring in Michael Jordan to help them.
Yeah,
Where this one, obviously, we have the little thing between LeBron
It's
and his
reversed.
son.
The story is grounded from
Yeah.
LeBron's.
and then it brings in the stakes for the Looney Tunes as well, and it's a bit more of like a stakes for everybody
Yeah.
I was
instead
saying
of
this
just
in the
them.
car way on the way home in the car, is that this feels like they did Space Jam again, but it wasn't the same. They made a sequel. It wasn't anywhere near like the original. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
They-
Like,
they separated
updated it
enough.
for modern times, and they made it fresh, and it worked.
It's
It
definitely
worked.
it's there for a new, different audience, but still enough there for those original fans.
Well, like, I mean, look, it's not a great film.
No.
I mean,
No.
No.
yeah,
I would say just thinking about it more, maybe the one thing that sort of just didn't gel with me as a concept was the idea of how they reimagined basketball in it. Like that, which I think worked in the end when they decided to bring the loony into it all.
Yeah.
But like just the idea of like, oh, this, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but just the idea of them changing it up and the way it tied into
They
video
revamped
games and things like that. That
Well,
was the bit that I
my-
was sort of like,
My one thing I had thought about, and I think I said it maybe under my breath when we were standing around, but I didn't think I said it too much, was I think the first one has a better basketball game, like strictly basketball, and then there's the small elements of like the Looney Tunes, like with Michael Jordan stretching, finally figuring out that he can stretch because he's in that world.
Well, the movie seemed like this one definitely compared to the original seemed like the basketball aspect on the film was something they focused on the least compared to like the Looney Tunes, the Warner Brothers IP, and even LeBron James.
it was all about the chemistry. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I definitely had more fun with this style of basketball that they did, even though I say it doesn't gel with me. It was more the concept of how it tied into the relationship between LeBron and his son.
Yeah.
The idea that was, I thought it was a little
It
on the
worked
nose
for the movie,
to
and it
be.
worked for the characters.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
it
And I can
did.
appreciate that. I was just sort of like, it was a little bit on the nose for me.
I just appreciate that they did something different. Like
Yeah.
they went, they made a different film. They just didn't go, let's do Space Jam again.
they did a very good job of avoiding the things that I was incredibly worried about. I thought that the final game was just going to be Ready Player One. I thought it, like all the characters being there, I thought they were going to instantly take all the focus onto them. And they really just shoved them in the
There was only
background.
one
Yeah.
offhanded joke that really had
Like,
to do with
yeah,
who was in the crowd.
actually, yeah, and I really thought, oh man, I'm really thankful that they did that.
Yeah, there was
They're
so
there
many
for in the
costumes.
background for eye candy. You spot like the Animaniacs and all these random characters that you haven't seen in
Pennywise?
years.
A Clockwork Orange was
Yep.
there.
Clockwork Orange, yeah.
So messed up.
Even Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
Can't-
there's
we
so
can't have
many.
We can't have Pepe Le Pew, but we can have Clockwork Orange in the background.
Great work, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we have Pepe Le Pew? Is he cancelled?
Yeah,
Yes.
Pepe got cancelled.
But the Clockwork Orange people are there.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine. I was pleasantly surprised.
Overall, I would say I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was just a very fun movie. I would absolutely watch it again. Easy watch.
Yeah, definitely.
It didn't feel like the 2 hours.
I was
Didn't
worried
feel 2
originally
hours.
because all the other Looney Tunes movies go for an hour and a half. I was like, is this one just going to feel?
Well, yeah, see, when I asked you today how long it went for, I was expecting, the generic hour and a half sort of thing, and he hit me with the 2 hours, and that kind of got me a little bit worried.
Michael,
but
out of 5.
about 3, I reckon, 3.5. I'm probably leaning towards 3.
I'm in the 3 camp.
3.
Yeah, 3. I really enjoyed it as a family movie.
Considering I gave number 1 3, I'd give this one a 3.5. But I'll probably move them both down half a star by the end of it. So
We like Looney Tunes back in action.
we like Looney Tunes
Looney Tunes back in
That's
action
fine.
forever.
Thank you all for listening and watching to this review of Space Jam: A New Legacy. Was it a slam dunk? Close.
Buckets.
It was an alley-oop. We nearly got there. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Check us out on all of our social medias, YouTube, whatever, you know the spiel.
Catch the main episode of the podcast.
Catch it
Podcast
all.
Serves a Choice.
It's all down in the descriptions. Check out the links. Go to Patreon. Look us up there. Thank you. Goodbye.